Welcome to Blue Zoo Radio. As we span the globe, we got an old friend that's joining us, Joe Graffagnino from New York. Joe, how you doing, bud?
Good, Frank. How's everything going there at Blue Zoo?
Okay. It's a little different because, obviously the world has changed dramatically in the last couple of weeks. So hopefully everybody's safe on your end.
Yeah.
Are
Thank
you?
God everything here is good too.
We got a bunch of stuff to get caught up on. You still doing stuff with the Brooklyn Society?
Yes, I am.
Wow. Which
Even though
again
we're on hiatus right now.
Well, I would imagine most everybody is, but refresh my memory. You're talking about literally the oldest fish club in America, right?
Yes. In fact, last month we just turned 109 years old.
Wow.
Yes, it's funny too because we had the meeting on Valentine's Day, which is the day that the club was actually created back in 1911.
Seriously?
Yep. Yeah, it was amazing.
So, how far away geographically was the club started from where you guys kind of meet now?
Oh, maybe if it's 5 miles, it's a lot.
Wow, that's really great.
Yeah, it started actually on Fulton Street in Brooklyn. And now we meet at the New York Aquarium over at their education hall. We've been doing that. In fact, in 2 years, in 2022, it'll be 50 years that we're meeting at the aquarium.
Wow. So how much, anything, like pamphlets or anything like that you have from the very start of it? Have you guys found any of that stuff or kept any of it in the archives?
Yes. As a matter of fact, when we had our 100th birthday party, we had all of that information. Our editor had gone through the archives to dig up a lot of that fun stuff, and it's interesting going back to see that.
If I'm not mistaken, I think we had you on the show for the 100th because you sent us some really cool keychains. If I remember, for your 100th anniversary.
We did.
Yeah. Yep. That was fun. Yeah.
I have the T-shirt.
Yeah. Yep, that's it. We had the 100th anniversary T-shirt too. That's correct. 100 years.
Is there, when you go back and you look at when it kind of started, and look at some of the pamphlets and information, was there anything fish-wise that stood out? Like any fish that were mentioned back then that are still popular today? Were you able to correlate anything like that together?
Yeah, a lot of the clubs back in those days, in which a lot of clubs had started up like shortly after us. In fact, I believe Boston, Massachusetts club started just several months after we did. So they're probably having had their 100th birthday already. But the clubs were all kind of specialized. Like Brooklyn was into guppies and goldfish. That was their thing. North Jersey club was interested in cichlids and catfish, as that was their primary. So yeah, a lot of the clubs back in the day were kind of specialized in certain types of fish, and obviously we didn't have the species of fish that we have abundant today. There was very, you had angelfish, or you had mollies and guppies and things of that nature.
Yeah, that's really cool. It's amazing that even after 100 some years, those fish that you just mentioned are still extremely popular in the hobby.
Oh yeah, they're still there. It's a good thing.
I have seen some pictures, and actually probably in person, saw a couple old time aquariums back in, I don't know what years they were. They might have been like the 1920s, and how ornate they were with ornamental metal around them and stuff. Pretty cool stuff. Do you guys have any of that from back then?
Yeah, I'll see if I can send you our 100th anniversary book. You'll see we had shows, and the shows in those days, the men and women were usually from the elite of society, and they would show up and look at these shows in tuxedos, and the ladies had evening gowns, and the shows would last 9 days.
Wow.
We had one in Newark, I believe it was in 1915. That it was absolutely. It was stunning. It was beautiful.
Yeah, I think nowadays most people show up in their jeans and sweats. There are no more formal attire, I don't think.
More like sandals and shorts, you know?
Exactly.
I guess that's formal attire today.
Exactly. So when you talk about the club and, people that are, you guys are meeting at the aquarium, uh, are you, look, to be around for 109 years, you guys have obviously had a really good job of promoting it and bringing new people into the hobby. Um, how do you go about that? Do you have some kind of special sauce where you guys are promoting and bringing people in?
Well, it's the advertisement. You know, things change as time goes on. I used to do ads in local newspapers or in marketing things like for grocery stores and things of that nature. Pin things up on cork boards in stores and things just to tell people that we have a meeting going on. You know, that's how I found out about the club. There was an ad in the Marketeer, the back of the Marketeer. I said, "Oh, Brooklyn Aquarium Society. Oh, gee, that sounds interesting. Let me go there." And that was, wow, 40, maybe 48 years ago. I think I started in the club in like 1973.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah,
because I was going to ask you how you got involved. Like, did somebody recruit you, or did you just fall upon it?
I just fell upon it basically, and then I went and I saw it and I liked it. In fact, I actually joined. I went to a couple of the meetings in Brooklyn, and I wound up going and joining North Jersey Club because they had more of the fish that I was interested in, which was catfish and cichlids. Um, but then I came back to Brooklyn and I got involved with that, and it's been a love affair ever since. It's great.
Yeah, you kind of started in the mailroom all the way to become CEO of the Brooklyn Club, didn't you?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then I stepped down from that, and I was just a president emeritus.
Nice.
All I do is give advice, which is good.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. A lot of pressure taken off you, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. I think the biggest thing with the clubs though is it started like around in the early '70s when African cichlids came into the hobby. That opened up a world of people who started getting interested in these very colorful yet easy to maintain fish species. And we doubled our membership then. And then when we started adding saltwater back in the late '70s, it opened it up even more. And that's at one time we had close to 500 members in our club.
Wow.
And it was
Wow.
huge. Now we're down to about 250 ballpark, but it's still going.
Do
So
you
there's
do you
some
still do
longevity.
saltwater? Do you still do saltwater or no?
I don't know, but about half of our members do. They're into
Really?
saltwater,
Okay. Well,
either corals or fish or both. You know.
yeah. Yeah, that's what's interesting is that I your club is definitely different in that because a lot of the clubs or most clubs I come across, they're usually specialized in one or the other, not both. That's pretty interesting.
That's correct. Yeah. It's
So you
interesting too about how this latest coronavirus is affecting the tropical fish hobby as well. I mean, if you think about it, I'm seeing now that the retailers, especially the mom and pop shops, have to close, and also the wholesalers, the fish wholesalers, the tropical fish, importers have to close. And a lot of these smaller places, I'm afraid that they might be going bankrupt. It's very difficult for them out there.
Yeah, it's
So,
interesting because in one other sense, you've got the World Pet Association putting out reports that the retail side of it is up 55%. So, which one is it? It's got
yes,
to be one or the
exactly
other.
right. Yeah. All it takes is something like this. A lot of these businesses are on a really like a shoestring budget, as are the clubs. Now, if they have no money coming in, that's another issue. But some of them are doing something unique, which I find very interesting. You know, fish people always adapt. We try to make season to use and vice versa. Um, but like the clubs and the conventions are canceled. However, some of the clubs are actually running speaker presentations on YouTube as something for their members and guests to watch, which I think is great. A lot of people do. What do you do with your leftover fish when you're breeding fish? A lot of them turn to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, along with emails, offering their fish, plants, corals for either sale or trade. I got a call from somebody who's looking for gravel. He needs 3 pounds of gravel for a tank. I got plenty of gravel, so I have no problem, giving him the gravel. So he's going to come over later on today to pick it up, and that's how we operate. It's more of a, let's try to help each other out.
Yeah, it makes sense, and I think one of the things, obviously, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that with what's going on right now, and everybody hunkered down, people are spending more time with their pets, so it's not necessarily a bad thing either. I mean, there's always at least some light at the end of the tunnel.
Exactly right. Yeah. So I don't think this thing is going to go months like they're talking about. I don't think people are going to have the patience to put up with it for that long. Let's hope this thing is going to be over soon. And supposedly they have some type of antivirus medication now that they seem to be sharing with some of the more sickly people who have it. So I'm hoping that works.
Well, there's all kinds there's unfortunately all kinds of rumors about products coming from the aquarium hobby that might help out. So people, don't take it yet. Let's make sure it's tested.
Yeah, that's true. Let's be safe.
Well, look, since you're home, tell everybody what you have in your fish tanks. We kind of wrap it on a high note with fish. What do you have playing at home right now in your tanks?
Oh, I got everything, Frank. I mean, I've got killies, I've got African cichlids, I've got South American cichlids. What other crazy stuff do I have? I got some Geophagus altucinus, the females holding fry. I got live bearers. None of the stuff I have there you're going to find in a pet shop. I'm more of a specialized breeder now. That's what I do.
Well, I would have said it's almost better to ask what don't you have than what you have. I guess.
Yeah, well, I think I got just about all of it.
No, that's great. And
my pond. Don't forget, I got a koi pond. I got 1,100-gallon pond in my backyard with comets and butterfly koi. In fact, I'm going to start opening it up starting today. If the weather got a little warmer, it would be helpful. But that's another thing I do.
March is a little dicey for opening ponds, right? You never know. You never
exactly.
know.
Well, you got to wait till the water temperature gets a steady above 50 degrees.
Yeah.
So the fish can start processing food.
Yeah.
Other than that, they can't process it, and they'll wind up getting the bloat and die.
Well, some of us who are everybody that's locked down for the reasons, sounds like at least you got some stuff to occupy your time. Right in your fish, not a bad combination, Joe.
I love it.
All right, Joe. Thank you so much. You take care.
All right, you too.
That is Joe.
Stay safe.
Thanks, man. That is Joe Graffagnino, president of the Brooklyn, ex-president now of the Brooklyn Society, and also Malvo. Make sure you check his stuff out. Joe A. Graffagnino. Awesome job. This is Blue Zoo Radio. Thanks for joining us.